It's actually the first step, which is don't think about the numbers just yet. If you're just beginning the planning journey, we've seen people actually plan out their whole retirement and feel confident that they've got enough and they're not going to run out of money. But as they get closer to retirement, they hesitate because they have that thought in their head, what am I going to do all day if I'm not going to be working? And they haven't taken time to think about it. These people found value and some identity in their work, which is normal and it's good, but they haven't done the work to yet figure out what their identity or what their value is going to be after work is done. I'll give you an exercise, actually some really good questions to think about if you're in this within 5 years of retirement, or if it's coming on sooner than you thought, or even if it's unexpected and you've got some thinking to do. I'll give you some questions to navigate. But before I do that, it might be helpful to get just a refresher on 3 of the key non-financial things that you need to have right for a successful retirement. It's 3 C's. You might have heard those before if you've seen other videos, but the 3 C's, number 1 is creativity, right? We use our mind at work or in our business to solve problems and use creativity to, it could be outside of work as well. Creativity is just an important part of being a human, right? It's what we might have been created to do. And if you don't have a creative outlet in retirement, well, we've seen that something is missing, and there's a gap in retirement that people aren't able to fill if they're not filling this creative outlet. And creativity too, it can also be related to curiosity, right? Curiosity is the fountain of youth, and that continuation or that expansion of our brain, or just that idea of growing in retirement, is so important. Growing doesn't stop when we retire. We have to keep doing it, because if we're not growing, then we're either staying in stasis or we're dying. Obviously, we're all getting closer to dying, but we could still expand our mind and continue to grow. The second C is connection, right? We know how important it is for relationships, just for mental health and for longevity and for happiness. So investing time and effort to grow relationships in retirement with others and with God is key. And then there's one more C, and then I'll go over the rest of the steps, the 4 other steps, which are more financial related. But for the last C of retirement, it's contribution. So using our time or using our money or using our skills to help others, that's a proven way that we've seen from the last 15 years. Streamline's been around for 24 years, but personally, for the last 15 years, people who have some form of contribution to helping others, something outside of themselves, that's a great way to increase fulfillment in your own life. So I have a few questions to write down, and then after this video, you can think about them a little bit, or think about them in the morning, whatever your most creative time is, or time where you can journal with some quiet. That's the time to do it. But doing this is going to help really get you motivated and really get you most excited for this next stage, because it can be the best stage of life. Some people think, well, retirement and, you're just going to be doing whatever, sitting around or doing whatever you want. But there's a purpose to it. And a lot of people who have that fulfillment think about these questions, because we got to make sure, if you're in a job that you don't like right now, we also have to make sure we're not just running away from something, but we're running towards something. Your future is going to be even better than your past. And this simple question, you may have heard it before if you're subscribed and if you've watched some of the other videos, but the first question is, what can I do in retirement that I can't do now? Write that question down, pause the video, write it down, and then think about it after this video. Now, I've got a lot more questions, and these are some of the questions we go through in the first meeting. But the next one is, why do I want to retire? Just think about that. Another one is, what do I want to do more of if I had the time? So similar to the first initial question. Another good exercise could be, if you're writing, is write the Monday through Friday. Just do like a rectangle on a piece of paper and get each day on there. If you weren't working, what would you do for morning, evening, and night? It could just be as simple as, you wake up when you wake up, or if you love the morning, you might be setting an alarm still, but you wake up, maybe it's gym in the morning, maybe it's lunch with a friend, maybe the evening is just time with your spouse. We need consistency, but we also need some variety in life as well. And then when it comes to connection, the question is, who do I want to build stronger relationships with. Maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's someone else in your family, maybe it's other friends that you know that you lost touch with. I know a guy who's a client, and he had lost touch with his best buddy, college buddy, and a little bit after college. And then they got into their own businesses and they just got busy. They had families. And then when they were about late 50s, they reconnected. And then it's like they just picked up from where they left off after 30 or so years.